Hello! This is TGA 9 going over choice number 2, PowerPoint presentation. So you probably have created a PowerPoint or a Google slide in your day, and this is just kind of going over what it needs to have to be fulfilling the assignment and to be a good PowerPoint. You can also do this on Google Slides. Either way, if you do it on Google Slides, you have to download it in the end. I would download it as a PDF and then upload it to OMS. Alright, but anyways, for choice number 2, PowerPoint presentation, you're going to create a PowerPoint presentation that covers one of the topics that are on the topic sheet for your PowerPoint. A minimum of 6 slides, 1 title slide, 4 slides answering all of the questions at least, and 1 citation slide. It needs to use complete sentences, and you need to make sure to fully answer the question, and a minimum of 2 images. Alright, let's look at what some of those questions are. And this is due on April 7th. Some of those questions, depending on whether you choose a person, battle, or event, here are the questions for you to fully answer. And whatever choice you pick, so if you're doing the PowerPoint, that's why you're here, you need to make sure you have citations. It needs to be well written with minimal grammar mistakes, and in your own words. Like everything that we do, it needs to be in our own words. It needs to be historically accurate, so tell us real information, don't just make it up. And you need to fully explain what it is. And your project needs to be attractive and look nice, and not to look sloppy. Okay, so key questions. If you're doing a person, maybe talk about their background a little bit. Talk about what role they played. What were their successes in the war? What accomplishments in the war impacted their country and the outcome of the war? Things like that. If you're talking about a battle, talk fully about the battle. If you're talking about an event, fully talk about the event. You can choose any of these projects or any of these topics, and you're just going to choose one topic to do the whole presentation on. So if you want to do yours on Japanese internment, then that would be your full project would be on Japanese internment camps. If you want to do your full project on kamikazes, that your full project would be on kamikazes. So some of these we have talked about in class and some we haven't. So that may depend on like how much or where you're getting your research from. Some of your research might come from class if we did it in class. Any research might not come from class if we didn't talk about it in class. But all of these were around during World War II and happened during that, and that's what your assignment is to discover some of these things. Alright, I would definitely suggest looking at the rubric before you submit your assignment to make sure that everything looks good. And let's look at a couple of examples. Alright, here's example 1. Okay, so it's talking about 9/11. When did it happen? Okay, gives us a date. Okay, it gives us where. But are we noticing that this is really, really minimal information? Yeah, so this is super minimal. This isn't really fully explaining it. There's a lot more details that you could go into. So I would say that this would be a bad example of a PowerPoint. I would not say that you would get a good grade off of this PowerPoint. Yes, it's kind of answering your questions, but it's not fully answering it. And yes, it does have a source, but it's only one source. Maybe we want to do more and fully answer it. So let's look at another PowerPoint that maybe we'll like more. For example, ooh, this looks like attractive. This makes it look like a nice PowerPoint. I mean, not the Twin Towers being hit, but like, looks a little fancier. Oh, and what happened? You can see that there's lots of details here. And pictures to make it look nicer. Okay, so going more into detail about the World Trade Center and into detail about the Pentagon attack and into more detail about Flight 93 and America's response. Ooh, so you see that this and has the sources at the end. So you see that this PowerPoint gave a lot more information than the first one did, and it looked nicer. So definitely do your PowerPoint more like the second option. If you do it like the first option, you're not going to score very well. So do it like the second, and just make sure it's looking nice. I would definitely say PowerPoint is a good option for you to do this assignment on. And this assignment is due on April 7th, so make sure you get it done. If you have any questions, come to Help Lab, and I am more than willing to help you out. And you get to choose whatever topic you want to talk about, as long as it is on this list. If it's not on the list and you still want to talk about it, just send me an email, and I will approve it or not approve it. And that is it. I hope that this was a good guide on how to do the PowerPoint for TGA 9. Bye!